So in this haircut, we are going to cut a bob with layers, but the very first thing we're going to do is establish the new outline. So as you can see, I've got a center section down the middle of the back, two A-line sections where the clips are holding the hair away, and I'm holding the hair with my comb so the hair doesn't move as I comb it down, and then cut. This very first section that I'm cutting is my outline for the rest of the haircut. It's basically going to be my guide for the length for the rest of the haircut. Once I've completed cutting the outline, then we will go ahead and start cutting in the layers. So this first section is going to be the length that I want for the rest of the haircut. And then from here, you can see I'm taking another A-line section, clipping that hair away, combing the current section down, and you can see the underneath section that I already cut, which is my guide to know how short to cut the current section. As long as you always use your previous guide to cut the current section, your length should always be the same from section to section, ensuring that you have a perfectly precision cut outline. It's when you start to eyeball one section from the next section and you don't actually use your guide underneath where the inconsistencies start to happen. And yes, you might have a haircut that overall looks about the same length, but when you really get down to it and comb it, the precision of the outline is deleted. It's eliminated. So you always want to make sure that you're using the previous section as your guide. So you can see I've worked my way up the left side of the head, combing the hair straight down, using that previous section as my guide. Once I've got done with the left side, I'm going to do the exact same thing on the right side. Alright, so now that I've cut the outline on the left side, you can see it's time to cut the outline on the right side. Not a whole lot to explain because I've already explained it on the left side. I'm going to do the exact same thing, just comb the hair straight down, using that underneath section as my previous section as my guide, and then I'll know how short to cut the current section. Alright, so now that the outline is complete, it is now time to cut the layers. You can see I've got a center section in the middle of the back, combing that hair straight back, letting the outline drop out of my fingers, and I'm basically going ahead and cutting that layer. Now that very first section, that very first layer that I cut is going to be the section that I'm going to use to cut the layers throughout the rest of the haircut. That's my guide for all of the layering throughout this haircut. By taking these sections, over-directing to that previous section, then I'm going to know that each section of layering is going to be the same length. I'm going to cut the layering here on the left side, as you can see, and then I'm going to complete the layering on the right side right now. Okay, so I've got another section on the right side, combing it straight back, over-directing it to the previous very first section that I cut in this haircut, which was my guide, and cutting that layer. Now, I'm going to carry on the right side the exact same way, taking section for section, over-directing to the previous section, not the very first section, keep in mind that is a different haircut, but carrying the section to the previous section to know how short to cut the current section. Alright, once we've done this, we will layer up the front. Alright, so now it's time to do some frame the face layering. So you can see right here, I'm going to comb the hair straight down. I'm going to hold that hair in my fingers, okay, right there. And I'm going to just take my scissors and cut the front in an angle to frame the face right here. Here we go. So I'm just going through freehanding the outline. I'm going to do this both on the right side and the left side. By doing this, it's going to lighten up the front. It's going to make the front a lot lighter so that that hair stays off my model's face if she wants it to. It's going to have more volume in the front as well, because basically what you're doing is you're eliminating length. And when you eliminate length, you eliminate weight, right? The shorter it is, the lighter it is. The longer it is, the heavier it is. And by making it lighter, it's more likely to have more volume. Weight's going to pull the hair down. Layers are going to make it lighter to make it more volume, and make it have more volume. So, going to go through, layer up the front, and then we will carry on throughout the rest of the haircut. Alright. Alright, so we've come to the end of this layered bob haircut. You can see the front right there is nice and layered and light. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Any questions or comments, put them down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And as always, thank you so much again for watching.